Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Rich for WelshyTech, and today we have a gaming laptop from HP OMEN. It has an RTX 5080 laptop chip. Should you buy it? Let's find out, shall we? Okay, so what we'll do first of all is we'll start off with the screen. So the actual screen resolution is a 2560 by 1600. It does have a 60 and 240 Hz mode. It is 3 millisecond response time. It is an IPS panel. It does have micro edge, anti-glare, low blue light, as well as the peak brightness is 500 nits with a 100% sRGB. It has flicker free. It also, the aspect ratio of this is a 16 by 10. So when it comes to the actual CPU in this beauty, it is a Core Ultra 9 275HX CPU, top of the range. It has 32 gigs of DDR5. Unfortunately, it is only at 5600 megahertz. The GPU on board is an RTX 5080 16 gigabyte. Now, when it comes to the actual NVMe, it is a 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 5 NVMe. Obviously, this does come with like cloud storage, so forth. Now, when it comes to the actual ports and the connectivity, the ports actually you get two USB Type A 10 gigabit signal rate. You do get one AC smart pin, that's the AC input. You have HDMI 2.1, you have head microphone combo, you have an RJ45 port, as well as two Thunderbolt 4 with Type C 40 gigabit signal rate. This obviously is good for DisplayPort and so forth. It has Intel Wi-Fi, integrated LAN. It has two expansion slots when it comes to the NVMe, and then when it comes to obviously the speakers and so forth, it does have like DTS-X Ultra. It has dual speakers, HP Audio Boost, HyperX. Also the keyboard is full RGB backlit shadow black keyboard with numeric keypad with NKRO anti-ghosting key technology. And this does also have fast charging. Okay, so I've done 3 different types of tests. I've done balance and performance mode. Them two are going to go head to head. But then I've also done one individual test then for Unleashed. That's primarily for the gaming. The games, I've actually just cranked to ultra, max, everything, just to see what kind of performance we get. But obviously, you know, that. But now when it comes to this laptop, something I'm not exactly fond of is that if you want to have the Unleashed mode, you do have to use this 330 watt brick by here to actually use that feature, which is a bit of a shame, but I understand why. This draws a lot of power, up to 250 watts just for a laptop, which is ridiculous. But still, when it comes to the actual overall testing, I've done CINEBENCH R23, 24, I've done 3D Mark for Port Royal, I've done Time Spy Extreme, as well as Speedway games. I've done Far Cry 6, I've done Starfield, Indiana Jones, as well as Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I didn't include any ray tracing, but at the end when I do the Unleashed benchmarks, then I do include it. That's literally full bore, absolute, everything just maxed. So for the balanced mode, because I've done 2 different, balance and performance, because some people are going to switch between the two. It depends on what kind of workload you're doing. If you're gaming, of course, you're going to want performance. But if you're like doing basic web browsing and stuff, or just watching things, obviously you're going to want balanced for the overall power draw. So when it comes to like the Cinebench R23 scores, now I've done CPU multi-core, which the score for that was 34,224 with a single core score at 2108. The Cinebench R24, the multi-core was 1454 with a single core at 129. Now, when it comes to the 3D Mark testing, I did Port Royal, and the GPU test, which will be in FPS, was 50.96 FPS with an overall score at 11,008. When it comes to times by extreme, the GPU score was 7,997 with a CPU score at 11,224 with an overall score, because it does give you an overall score, at 8,359. And then Speedway and give you a GPU test, which is FPS, and then a score. So the GPU test at FPS was 43.28 FPS with a score at 43.28. Then we get the game in. So this is high with no ray tracing. So for Far Cry 6, we get an average of 102 with a 1% low of 79. Starfield, this is average at 77 with a 1% low of 62. With an Indiana Jones, the average was 90 with a 1% low of 66. And Hogwarts Legacy, average at a 80 and a 1% low of 62. Now, we're going to get to performance mode. Now, performance mode, the CPU particular benchmarks like Cinebench and Cinebench R24. The CPU R23, the multi-core score was 35,421 with a single core score at 2139. The Cinebench R24 was 2016 with a single core score at 131. Now, 3D Mark testing, Port Royal GPU test was at 66.97 FPS with a score of 14,464. Now, times by extreme, the GPU score was 10,582 with a CPU score of 12,085 with an overall score of 10,783. And then Speedway was a GPU test, which is FPS, at 58.33 FPS with a score at 58.37. And then when it comes to the actual benchmark and performance, now the high settings for Far Cry 6 was 129 on average with a 1% low of 93. Starfield was an average of 94 with a 1% low of 76. Indiana Jones was an average of 129 with a 1% low of 76. And Hogwarts Legacy was an average of 102 with a 1% low of 76. Now we get to the unleashed mode. Now, I did include the Cinebench because I'm going to show you in the graphs. Obviously, I'll add them while I'm saying them so you guys can get an idea, and I will also add like the percentages and what the actual differences is when it comes to the performance. Or we'll just do that right at the end. But for Cinebench R23, now this is an unleashed mode. The multi-core score was 35,601 with a single core score of 2,146. The Cinebench R24 was a multi-core score at 2,029 with a single core score of 130. Now, for 3D Mark testing, Port Royal GPU test was at 66.61 FPS with an overall score at 14,387. The times by extreme, the GPU score was 10,571 with a CPU score 12,264 with an overall score at 10,794. Speedway, the GPU test in FPS was 57.94 FPS with a score at 57.93. Now, when it comes to the actual gaming for Unleashed, like I said, I maxed everything, so I'm not going to be really comparing this because everything's max, but what you're going to see here is fantastic performance. For Far Cry 6, this is everything cranked to ultra. You get an average of 102 with a 1% low of 85. Starfield was an average of 73 with a 1% low of 65. Indiana Jones was an average of 72 with a 1% low of 60, and Hogwarts Legacy was an average at 63 and a 1% low of 51. And I've also done some thermal benchmarking. So I run Cinebench for 20 minutes and the idles on the CPU was 41 with a max of 101 degrees. So it's 101 Celsius. Wow, that caught hot. And then when it comes to FURMARK, and I run that for 20 minutes, the GPU, of course, because this doesn't actually show hotspot because it's an NVIDIA card, so the GPU idle was 33 with a max of 86, and GPU junction temp was an idle of 42 with a max of 78. Now, what you can actually see here is different graphs. Now, what I'm going to do is include like the Cinebench the Cinebench scores as well as the 3D Mark scores, and I put them together in one graph, and I'm going to put at the bottom a percentage. It's going to show you how much of a percentage difference it is between balance, performance, and then unleashed. Now, when it comes to the gaming, I obviously will be putting a little box at the bottom of the graph to show you how much performance you do gain going from balance to performance. I'm not going to include the unleashed because, like I said, that is just absolute insane. It's ultra everything, ray tracing, and to be fair, it looked absolutely gorgeous on this screen, so I will give them that. It looks absolutely beautiful. So make sure you watch because the graph's going to show right here. Okay then, so that was quite a long benchmark session. Now, this particular item, especially for a product, is probably the most I've ever put into one particular product for testing. Like I said, I tested Cinebench, 3D Mark, gaming testing, thermals. I tested absolutely everything. Now, when it comes to like the overall, like how long it lasts for and stuff, I didn't do those. This is my first laptop review, so I was more about diving into the performance aspect instead of like the usability, because at the end of the day, if you're going to go for a gaming laptop, you're going to probably want to run it at 100% of the time with the power brick anyway, so that really doesn't matter, but that's up to you really. All I'm going to say is that I've had this laptop running for maybe 10 minutes and it went from 63% on battery down to 53%. So yeah, we've lost about 10% in the last 10 to 15 minutes, which is absolutely bonkers, but still. Now, this laptop at this current moment is £2,900. It's the most expensive item someone's ever sent me, and I've been sent a full gaming computer, but this is absolutely stunning. The RGB on this keyboard's fantastic. The OMEN Gaming Lab, that's also really, really good because it allows you to control everything. Now, some of it I'm not exactly fond of. The camera on this is okay. The microphone is okay. It's basic, standard for a laptop. It seems okay to me. The speakers, it's not that loud, but it's got a bit of bass to it. I did try the speakers. It actually sounds good. But one thing that I'm going to say is a bit of a pain in this is I'm going to do a live or an actual live showing you this now, is when you load up, let's just say OMEN Gaming Hub. Okay, when you load it up now, right, it comes up with a lot of different functions. You can control the fan speed, you can even adjust the GPU as well as the CPU clocks, and then of course then you get other optimizations. You can actually control like the lighting for the RGB, the keyboard and such. But something I want to show you, or have you here actually, is the fan. Or the fans. Right, at the moment I was at 1900 RPM. Here's the full whack. Yeah. Oh. This thing hits 6,000 RPM on the fans. Now, I showed you the inside of it. This has got like heat pipes. It's got a vapor chamber on it. It's like proper done, like, you know, I will give them to that. But I mean, wow. Unless you're not using headphones, this is going to be something that the sound of them's fans would drive me nuts. Honestly, I'm a particular person when it comes to sound. Even if I hear ticking sound, it would drive me nuts. But all I'm going to say is that fair dues. This is the first gaming laptop I've actually had. Well, not personally. I've had gaming laptops, not high-end stuff, but I've had gaming laptops in the past myself. But this is probably the best experience I've had with anything that's been sent to me for review or just to look at. I really like this laptop. I personally wouldn't spend £2,900 on it because I think for me, I'd rather put that into a desktop. But obviously, there's going to be different factors there. People are going to want the portability and such. So, you know, that's going to be an important factor as well. Me personally, not really so much. If I was going to go anywhere, I'd just take my tablet. You know, that's just me. As I don't really do gaming on the when I'm traveling. But This particular software is very good. I like this. It controls the RGB, the lighting, the graphics, because it does have Intel graphics as well. The lighting is very intuitive. You can just adjust that light at the bottom. There's a light at the back of the screen as well, a little RGB thing. And then, of course, then you can do the keyboard. Now, the keyboard, it feels okay, but obviously it's not the best keyboard, but for a laptop keyboard, it's okay. Now, if you're looking to buy one, I will link it down below. It's not exactly for the faint of heart. It's quite expensive, but this has 32 gigs of DDR5. This is, in this day and age, especially in 2026, is affordable at £2,900. The way DDR5 is going, 32 gigs are going to cost as much as this laptop. So if you're looking for a gaming laptop, because this came out last year, I think it was the end of summer, I'm not sure, but this is an absolute beast of a laptop, and I really, really like it. I'd love to say a big thank you to HP for sending this out for me to check out. Now, it's not a full-on review because I've never done one. Obviously, if I get more laptops in, then of course I'm going to progress with doing actual like, I have steps when it comes to like coolers and cases and such. So I have steps, I follow processes that I've made over the years currently doing it, and that's the formula I stay to because it's the most efficient for me. So I don't have to spend as much time on one particular item at a time. I can take my time, go through the process and so forth. So if I get any more laptops through, then of course that's going to change. It will get better the more I get through the channel, but obviously this is the first one, so just bear that in mind. But for a gaming laptop, I'm happy. It's fantastic. But yeah, look, big thank you to them. If you guys like the content, please make sure you subscribe, because I've got loads of stuff coming here. I've got cases, I've got AIOs, coolers, I've got a special product that's by here. No one's reviewed it apart from as far as I know. It's the PLS Vision from Thermalright. I've even got the Rainbow Vision by here, the Turbo Vision, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week and weekend ahead of you. This is Rich for WelshyTech. Goodbye.